Hey, so the last time we filmed here, we talked about the 2022 IPCC climate report. And tonight we're going to talk about fuel and food because they are very much linked together. And everywhere now, fuel prices are higher. We have over $2 a litre here in Eastern Canada, and I'm sure right across the world people are experiencing higher fuel prices. And in turn, that results in higher prices for food because the system of our agriculture that it's based on right now is largely based on petroleum. We need oil to fuel the tractors that and machinery that do the farm work. Oil's used in pesticides and in fertilizers, and of course in shipping our products from places like Mexico and California. So a lot of our agriculture is heavily dependent upon oil, and it's just not a sustainable system for that reason for the future, because we know that oil is helping to cause climate change, the burning of fossil fuels. And in turn, we're having problems with local bee populations and our pollinators. And we have a war now in Ukraine that's going to affect apparently a lot of the world's wheat production that comes from over there. And of course, we have this inflation hitting us. So with all of that, we have apparently a lot of farmers that are very concerned, who are planting crops, and they're not sure that they're going to get the money from those crops that they're, as to balance what they're putting into it, I guess, the cost of growing it. And so some farms may end up shutting down, or our food prices will continue to rise, right? So that means not likely in North America are we ever going to experience famine, but more than likely there will be food shortages in some places around the globe. And it just happens because we are such wealthy nations here that we don't typically have to suffer that too directly. Although we know now that baby formula is disappearing on US shelves. And, when we see things like that, baby formula that we can't get, we know things are pretty bad when North America is experiencing these problems. So, and also, we have a just-in-time delivery system where our shelves only have maybe 3 days worth of food. It just isn't economical to warehouse or stockpile large amounts of food any longer. And so everything's shipped in from long distance in a just-in-time manner, and these things make our food supply very fragile. So I wrote a proposal a few years ago for our government, and I would appeal to people to maybe pressure their government to look into this, of trying to bring food production back to the local level so that more people get involved in planting trees and shrubs and edible perennials in their area. It would help the poorest among us to feed people here and give us more disposable income and make us more resilient in times like this. As well, we have to change the way that we produce our food and the shipping and stuff that is involved in it. And so these are all ways that we could sort of address the climate crisis on a whole by bringing food production back to the local level and doing it in a more sustainable way. And this is what we've been working at over here now for the past few years. This is going to be our third summer on the property here. And in that time, I'm not at it full time, but I work a lot over here, and we've been able to repair our road, which is only a short road, and fix the road and the drainage issues around it. We've made trails over our 30 acres so that we can get around. We've made a little pond for future irrigation, and we've built an A-frame, a small cabin or camp, I guess you'd say, along with an outhouse, so that we have some facilities here on the property. And we built a small barn and soon to be a greenhouse. We've also planted a little bit of stuff like potato, and we're getting this year into planting oats. But this is a very, very long process to try to get this going. And so it's work that I think more people have to get involved in, you know, now and with a long-term sort of vision, because it's not stuff that you can do, you know, very quickly to develop forested areas anyways, because I've come into 30 acres of degraded forest basically to try to establish farming, a hobby farm where we will produce some volume of food to be independent. And so it's a long haul to try to get this to work out. It would also be nice, though, again, if we could pressure government to do more to either subsidize nurseries to grow fruit and nut trees or do it themselves as government programs. I think it's a better use of our tax dollars to grow into producing food for us than into, you know, wars in foreign places like Ukraine. And so we should be trying to get programs like this going in order to address climate change. And yeah, I'm hoping that this is the direction we can go in at some point. Anyways, I hope you guys stay along for the journey here. We appreciate everybody who subscribes and watches our videos. And this summer we're getting into finally having some livestock in the area, and we're going to show you sort of how the vision of this agricultural system will go that doesn't require the pesticides and fertilizers and things that our agricultural system requires today. So we hope to try to turn this forest into sustainable permaculture type of situation where we can produce an abundance of food. But it's a long project. Stay with us and we'll show you some more as the summer goes. Thanks for watching.